A new report done by global corporate communications and message management firm Edelman says, well, the business community's trust in Chinese institutions has dropped nearly 1/3. And the web, the internet, has overtaken television as the most trusted, believed media channel. Joining us from Beijing today is VanderMolen, president of Edelman Asia Pacific. Alan, we were just hearing from the Toys R Us head, the Mattel head. I guess product safety, food safety, and all that hasn't done anything to help the Chinese image around the world.
Well, first of all, good morning, Bernie. Very happy to be here. I think our study reflects a decrease in trust in Chinese institutions across the board domestically. We're measuring domestic opinion of business influentials and how they view the institutions of civil society, specifically business, government, media, and NGOs. And I certainly think that the stories that are happening around product safety that are happening globally and being merchandised back into this country is certainly having an impact on decreasing trust in institutions.
Why is this happening? I thought companies were getting better and better. I mean, Chinese companies understand they have to make better things and they have to be more transparent if they're going to engage the rest of the world. And that thing, we've been seeing very distinct and quantitative improvements on a quarter-by-quarter basis, and yet at home it seems to be the other way around.
Bernie, I think domestically in China, business and the government are facing what we'd call the paradox of transparency, which means as you become increasingly transparent in giving out information about your business, and as the web grows in terms of its influence and accessibility, you have stakeholders starting to ask more questions. And when they ask more questions in the short term, you see a decrease in trust in institutions across the board. We believe it's imperative for business and for government to really continue to be transparent, but to start engaging in multiple source dialogues with stakeholders critical to their success.
What do these findings were across the board? 45% drop in trust in my business, the media. I don't know if it applies to Bloomberg. I think it's domestic, as you mentioned. 33% drop in NGO trust, 32% drop business, 27% drop for government. This sounds like a clarion call for just about everybody to clean up their act. What would you, as a message management organization, tell your clients who are on the receiving end of these negative findings?
Well, first of all, Bernie, I think we have to put it into context. Again, we believe that the increase of access to information via the web is driving increased skepticism, which leads to decreasing trust. And we think for business in particular, they have a mandate to use the findings of this study to start to help them better manage their relationships with business stakeholders in this market on the issues of greatest interest to those stakeholders. So for instance, leadership of businesses in China need to be engaged in dialogues with government, with customers, and with employees. They also need to be talking about not only their business and the quality of their products and services, but they also need to be talking about how they're engaging socially in this country to bring a benefit beyond business benefit to the market and to consumers here.
Let's focus on the web implications with the internet overtaking TV as the most trusted media channel. In China, the internet is not the internet per se. I mean, there are blocks, there are limitations on what you can see. If you use search engines, you won't get the same results on a search in China that you may in Hong Kong or the United States or Europe. And yet people place most of their trust in the web. Why?
Well, look, I think you have to look at it in terms of the Chinese user's experience. And the Chinese user, frankly, is being flooded with access to information, Chinese language blogs, BBS systems, mainstream media online, and web-only media. So I think that operates outside of the realm of search. The fact is that the increased access to information and the ability to participate through blogs or posting on news sites certainly increases the level of trust that consumers of news have for web-based channels in this country versus much more controlled channels such as broadcast and print.
Finally, Alan, if there's one prescription out of all these findings and this survey here, it's engage the web. Make sure that your presence on the web, monitor the web. These are all issues of very, very high level importance to all these organizations, correct?
Look, I think that it's not only engaging the web, I think it's engaging the stakeholders critical to your success in the marketplace, and doing that through whichever channel makes the most sense for them, and increasingly that is a web-based channel.
Alan, hurry on back to Hong Kong, okay? You have a nice rest of your trip there, and we'll catch up with you soon. Alan VanderMolen, President, Asia Pac for Edelman Public Relations.